How the US Stole Puerto Rico. Imagine a paradise island, lush with rainforests and golden beaches, home to a proud people dreaming of freedom after 4 centuries of chains. Puerto Rico, the rich port of the Caribbean, once a jewel in Spain's fading crown. But in 1898, a superpower from the north cast its hungry eyes southward. This is the story of how the United States didn't just conquer, it stole. A tale of explosions, invasions, and broken promises that echoes to this day. Buckle up, we're diving into the dark underbelly of empire. Let's rewind to the late 1800s. Spain's grip on its colonies was crumbling. Cuba and Puerto Rico, twin wings of the same bird, simmered with rebellion. In Puerto Rico, intellectuals like Ramón Emeterio Betances and Luis Muñoz Rivera ignited a fire for independence. Slavery was abolished in 1873, and by 1897, Spain, desperate and decaying, granted autonomy. For the first time, Puerto Ricans elected their own House of Representatives, formed a cabinet, and tasted self-rule. Elections in March 1898 buzzed with hope, but across the Atlantic, a rising giant smelled opportunity. The United States, flexing its muscles after the Civil War, craved naval bases, sugar fields, and a foothold in the Pacific and Caribbean. Puerto Rico wasn't just land, it was sugar gold, a stepping stone to dominate trade routes. Tensions boiled over in Cuba, where revolutionaries fought Spanish brutality. Then, on February 15, 1898, the USS Maine exploded in Havana Harbor, killing 266 American sailors. Was it a Spanish mine, a coal fire, or, whisper it, a convenient spark? Yellow journalism screamed, "Remember the Maine," and Congress declared war on April 21st. Spain followed suit. The Spanish-American War was on. Puerto Rico? It wasn't even the main target. But on May 12th, U.S. Navy guns pounded San Juan's forts. By July 25th, General Nelson A. Miles led 14,000 troops ashore at Guanica, facing little resistance from a demoralized Spanish garrison. Puerto Ricans, many waving white flags and offering water, thought liberation had come. "We come bearing the flag of freedom," Miles proclaimed. But freedom, for whom? Spain, humiliated after defeats in Cuba and the Philippines, sued for peace. At the Paris Peace Conference in December 1898, they begged to keep Puerto Rico. "You've never challenged our sovereignty there," they argued, even offering other territories in trade. The US refused. On December 10th, the Treaty of Paris was signed. Spain ceded Puerto Rico, Guam, and the Philippines for $20 million. A fire sale of empires. No Puerto Rican voice at the table, no referendum, just annexation, raw and unyielding. On October 18th, the Stars and Stripes rose over San Juan, and General John R. Brooke became military governor. 2 years of iron-fisted rule followed: censorship, tariffs that crushed local economies, and Americanization forced down throats. Was this conquest or theft? Critics called it naked imperialism. The US Supreme Court twisted the Constitution in Downs versus Bidwell, 1901, dubbing Puerto Rico an unincorporated territory. Ours, but not fully American. Citizens in name only, without voting rights or full protections. The Foraker Act of 1900 imposed a civil government, but power stayed in Washington. Puerto Ricans paid federal taxes but got scraps. No statehood, no independence. Sugar barons and US corporations swooped in, turning fertile fields into profit machines while locals toiled in poverty. Muñoz Rivera, the autonomy fighter, likened it to Sisyphus pushing for rights, only to watch them roll back. Protests erupted. The Nationalist Party demanded sovereignty in the 1920s, but the theft deepened. World wars drafted Puerto Ricans into service without a say, and Operation Bootstrap in the 1950s lured factories with tax breaks, hollowing out the island for Wall Street gains. Today, over 125 years later, Puerto Rico remains a colony in all but name, devastated by hurricanes, debt crises engineered by US vulture funds, and a diaspora fleeing the ruins. The theft? It's ongoing. No vote on status, no full citizenship. As Pedro Albizu Campos once thundered, they stole our flag, our voice, our future. So next time you hear America the Beautiful, remember the beauty built on stolen soil. Puerto Rico libre, the fight endures. What will you do to make it real?